Let's move on then. A bit of a boost came in for the ferrous as well as, the stainless steel players with the duties, export duties that were earlier levied. Well, they were pulled back last week. To discuss how does it benefit the stainless steel players, and we have two listed players out there, JSL Stainless and JSL Stainless Hisar, which are going to be merged in the coming few months. We are joined by Mr. Vijay Sharma, the director of Jindal Stainless. Hi, Mr. Sharma. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Well, for the past quarter, both these two companies that are listed, the contribution from exports was only around 5 to around 8%. But that number is likely to go up, right? Since there is some relief coming in. So could you tell us how much of a relief could it be? What could this export contribution go up to? And does that mean you change your volume guidance? Earlier, you all were talking about a flattish number for FY23. Do you want to up that a little bit?
Good morning, Namaskar. Thanks to CNBC. Yes, regarding the exports withdrawal, the duties withdrawal, we and industry really welcome this consideration by the central government. We are thankful and grateful. You would have known that our strategy, there is a philosophy behind the domestic and exports. Domestic is our passion and exports is the strategy. And there is always a lead time for the supply chain alignment and reorganization from the customer perspective and conversion of the orders to the sales. So this will take a couple of months. So this financial year, the exports volume impact post this duty withdrawal is likely to be seen in February or March. So the volumes, our earlier guidance of having the flat as compared to the FY22 are likely to remain same. And regarding your question about the export mix, you would have noticed that pre-COVID, we were at about stable around 20%. During COVID, there were fluctuations because of the factors known to all of us, where we even reached up to 30. And of course, post-export duty, it was down to 5. So in HY, in financial year 23, the numbers will remain the similar because the impact is going to be in the year end. And in FY24, it is a little early to say about that because you know that our products are going into the extreme high-end value-added niche markets. So we always try to get share out of that, and we will be having reasonable numbers.
Okay, all right. Reasonable numbers, Mr. Sharma. So you're saying the positive impact of this will mostly come towards the end of this fiscal. So the benefit comes then in FY24. So what kind of a growth are you looking at then in terms of volumes for FY24? Given that you have additional capacity as well that will be coming on stream. So a volume growth now could look quite substantial. Export avenue opens up. You have an expansion that's coming on stream. Give us a rough number out there. And just to confirm, exports will go back to around 25% of the mix in FY24, right? What you were doing earlier.
Like I said, that export duty imposition was also very sudden, and withdrawal is also very sudden, though very happy with that. So we are working on it and aligning it with the first priority being domestic market, and of course exports is strategic, and we will work on the numbers, and it is going to be reasonable numbers, like we have been exporting a very in a stable and very as a reliable and a consistent partner.
Okay. I think at the end of the day, Mr. Sharma, it all boils down to whether you can eke out better profitability, right? So your EBITDA per ton, you have guided for around 18,000 earlier. Is there a possibility of improving it further, either in this fiscal or next?
We are confident that we will be able to maintain it despite of the global certainties, what we saw these days, the little cooling down and so many geopolitical challenges happening around the world. But in domestic, there is a stability in the volume. So we'll be able to maintain the earlier guidance of 18,000 rupees per ton.
Sharma, Sonia was referring to, do you want to up it? Since things are going to look up from here on, 18,000 at least is what you could do. But is there a possibility that you could increase it? And also I need to probe you once on the volume number. For FY24, give us a broad range. 20-25%? Is that something we could work with? Or will it be more? Because you have so much more capacity that's coming on stream also. It should be ideally be more. Go ahead.
Well, you know that capacity always comes in block. Growth happens in degrees. There, the exports becomes a very strategic, important aspect of the total business. Yes, we will, because our customers now, which we have been able to develop over the last 20 years, they are more excited about the export duty withdrawal. So we are very hopeful that we will be able to get reasonable good numbers in the right time frame and with not much longer lead time in stabilizing the total supply chain.
Okay, maybe that's what your shareholders are factoring in as well, reasonably good numbers, because the stock has had a fairly strong run over the last 6 months or so. I want to understand that the debt on the group level, has it peaked out, or do you think that you could see more debt in the near future? Can you give us some numbers as well?
Okay, our overall debt has been reduced by about 40% in the last 2 years or so. But like you already know that we are in the expansion mode. So it all is more relevant points are the ratios where perhaps today we are at even the better than the industry norms, and we will be maintaining the ratios at a good level.
But what about the absolute number, sir? You
absolute number in H1 and our absolute debt was about 2,750 crores.
Will this number go up because you have a small acquisition as well that you all have done? So the consolidated debt goes to what level? We're looking at it as if it's a merged entity. So give us a sense.
Yeah, this is the merged pro forma debt level of about 2,750 crores.
But it will go up. It will go up because you will be doing one small acquisition, right? JUSL will be coming in your books.
JUSL acquisition, which is likely to happen within this financial year, will add about 2,000 crore debt to this number.
So then it goes to 4,700 crores approximately?
Yeah.
Including that. All right. And also, since we're talking about the merger, what's the update? You had an NCLT hearing, right, on November 11th. And the street is waiting to hear, Mr. Sharma. Is it happening? Is it not happening? It's been postponed quite a lot. I mean, some of these regulatory things take quite a bit of time. But what's the update?
The shareholders and the creditors' approval was obtained in April. The second motion hearing with the Honorable NCLT Chandigarh happened in July 2022. They had asked for certain information which we have submitted, and the next hearing is in December 22, rather exactly on December 22nd, 2022. We are very hopeful that the merger will happen within this financial year.
Okay, within this financial year. Finally, one word on demand. The trends, how are they looking now? And which are the segments in domestic demand? Where are you seeing maximum traction?
Stainless steel, I think we are in the right business. Number one, if I see the CAGR of the last 40 years worldwide, the top 5 metals which compete with each other, the average of these 5 metals had been 2.5%, wherein the stainless at the highest at 5.5. And if I compare it with the Indian stainless steel growth, it is very closely linked with the GDP growth of our country, and it has been about 8 to 9%. Of course, I would like to avoid that COVID period. Today, apart from the traditional applications, whether it is automobile, railway, transport, process industry, architecture, building, construction, consumer durables and household goods, they are going strong. Yes, sometimes once in a while, 1 or 2 segments can have a little bit of ups and downs. But the another important point is the way the government has taken initiatives on the economy, whether it is the infrastructure or it is the manufacturing focus. We are very upbeat that the applications, the upcoming applications, not only related to green, even the blue economy also, agri-related, healthcare-related, nuclear, defense. These are the areas where traditionally the consumption of stainless steel has been low. But going forward in the midterm and the long term, we are very, very upbeat that stainless steel is going to have a very, very healthy and very, very positive growth rate.
We wish you well, sir. Thanks so much for joining. Just before we let you go, your peak debt number will be 4,700 crores, right?
H1 closing, it was 2,750, and JUSL is likely to add it about 2,000 crores.
Okay, all right. And the next hearing for the mergers in December 2022, and you're still optimistic?
22nd December 2022.
Lovely. All right. Thanks so much, Mr. Sharma, for stopping by, giving us those details. We'll try to probe you more on the volume and the EBITDA number in our next chat. But for the time being, you've told us that, yes, this is the positive and that export avenue opens up yet again.
Rajat, just a quick word on the market. We've got, 37, 38 points now or left, which is, about a 20, 30 odd point drop from where, we were.